Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Namo Om Vishnu Vadaya Krishna Prasthaya Mutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyambari Pasacha Vishatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Matavrinda Jaya Shri Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Madhavena Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hey, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh! Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Jai Om Vishnu Pai Paramahamsa Parivraj Ashatra Shri Srimad Savai Hey Subhakirana Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnu Pai Paramahamsa Parivraj Ashatra Shri Srimad Savai Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai Gaudiya Vaishnava Ki Thakur ki Prem Go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadara Sri Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Govinda Radha Kungri Govardhan ki Raj Vrinda ki Maya Purna Vitam ki Purushottam Kshetra Jagannath Puritam ki Kamaramayi Gangamayi ki Devi Bhakti Devi ki Yuga Pavan Harinam Sankirtan Yakna ki Tara Pramanam Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki Priyad Vedanga Distribution ki Transcendental Prashadam Distribution ki Paramatma Shri Gaurnitai ki Shri Jagannath Dev Bhagavan ki Shri Kisore Kisori ki Swami Bhagavan ki Jai Gaur Manandi All glories to the Samadhi All glories to the Samadhi All glories to the
Namaste Narashingaya Praladadayine Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Shilatankanakalaye Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Narasingamatim Sharanam Prapade Narasing Tabakara Kamala Varena Kamadbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanuvringam Keshavadreta Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tabakara Kamala Varena Kam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranya Tanuvringam केशवदेता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशव जय जगदीश हरे नमस्ते नरसिंहाय नमस्ते नमस्ते नरसिंहाय नमस्ते नरसिंहाय नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 राम हरे हरे श्री नृसिंहदेव भगवान की जय श्री भगवान महाराज की जय
So please repeat after me. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. So nice to see all of you here for the Sunday Feast program. Specifically, I'd like to welcome Elfriede Weedham. She's a lecturer at Loyola University, right down the street, with her students here. They're part of a sociology class, and she's brought her students to the temple. Thank you very much. I'd like to welcome all of you here. Couple of quick announcements. As I had expressed last Sunday, and I'll be doing this for a few more Sundays, because each Sunday we have a mix of crowd, different people come, sometimes they miss a Sunday. Our intention is, desire is to change our Sunday feast timings from the evening, which we meet at 5 o'clock. We want to move it up to most likely 12:30 and have an afternoon Sunday program. So more details of it as the weeks unfold. So it will not be in the evening, it will be in the afternoon. Okay, the same format, just in the afternoon, moved up. And last Sunday I expressed the different advantages that we see in doing so, especially with the winter setting in. Now, for those of you who have been coming regularly, if you have some feedback, some reasons you think we should do this, some reasons you think we should probably reconsider, please speak with me. I'm here in the temple tonight, and I'm here. You can send us an email at info@isconchicago.com in case we don't get to talk tonight. Somehow you can get me your feedback. I'd appreciate it. So far, I've received, I should say, an overwhelming majority in support of the change. So let's see if there are some real reasons why we shouldn't, but please do give me your feedback. I'm very interested in knowing. what your thoughts are. I'd also announced about our calendar for 2015. And in order to have a 2015 calendar, we had invited the children from our congregation to make an artwork on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And the artwork is whatever they would like to depict about Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada, or Kisori, or the ISKCON Chicago Temple, something from their imagination, they want to depict something, please do so. And return the artwork to us by October 11th. That's the deadline, so we can take it from there and have the calendars published for the next year. Govardhan Puja or Diwali is coming up soon. It is October 24th, Friday. There's a poster with information here in the lobby. The devotees sitting there, they have details. So please do familiarize yourself with the program for that night. Our goal this time, it's a desire that because it is the month of Karthik, a holy month, we would like to offer 500 lamps to Damodar and Kisori. And we'd like you to, we're requesting you to support us, fulfill that desire. So in the lobby, Mother Kisori Leela is there. Please ask her. She will provide you the information of how you can take a lamp and help us in that count. We would like to offer 500 lamps. That's the desire. So we're appealing to you. Just as a FYI, we've been talking about Krishna Lunch program. I've given you some updates of what's happening at the university, especially IIT. Last Sunday I gave you an update. In the spirit of continuing Krishna Lunch, we now have started Monday through Friday in our lobby from 12 to 1:30. Krishna Lunch right here. So those of you who you know someone or yourself would like to stop by and pick up this fantastic lunch, please do so. It's right here in the lobby, Monday through Friday. And I see Yolanda, she came the other day, and others. So please do stop by and take the benefit of Krishna Lunch. It's become very, very popular in Northwestern, IIT, recently at Truman, and we're looking for other places as well to bring these fantastic lunches to students as a very, very nice vegetarian alternative, which otherwise on campuses, they're not so available. How many of you do not have a Srimad Bhagavatam at home? Oh, that's great. All of you do. Super. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. That's a really nice thing. Should I ask the other question? How many of you read it every day? Okay, great. Thank you. Anyone here for the very first time? First time visitors? Fantastic. Please come up. We have a small gift for you as a token of our appreciation. We thank you for coming. We hope that you'll make this the first of many visits. Thank you. So those of you who are here for the first time, please follow me as after these announcements as I walk down. We have a little intro session as to who we are all about, what do we do, what is the Hare Krishna movement, etc. And then we'll promise we'll bring you back for dinner. Okay? So right after this announcement, I'll be standing at the door there and we'll all go downstairs together. Okay? Thank you very much. Tonight's Sunday program, a feast lecture, will be given by Her Grace Danakeli Mataji. Danakeli Mataji. His Grace Pritushava Prabhu and Danakeli Mataji have been very, very long-standing and wonderful devotees within the ISKCON Chicago family. Pritushava Prabhu and Mataji used to live in the temple. They used to lead the temple back in the late 90s, and now, and for many years, have been traveling in a van, living in a van, traveling and distributing Srila Prabhupada's books on different college campuses and different events, meeting one students and introducing them to Krishna consciousness. And so they're visiting Chicago after a while. We're very grateful that you're here. Thank you very much. And tonight's lecture will be given by Mataji. So we'll turn this way and we'll set it up. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Kishore, Kisori, Jaya Kishore, Kisori, Jaya Kishore, Kisori, Jaya Kishore, Kisori. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Their most merciful lordship, Shri Kishore Kishori ki jai, Shri Jagannath, Shri Baldev, Shri Mati Subhadra Maharani ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Bhaktavinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. So recently I learned a new term. And the new term is success index. Has anybody heard this term? Success index. Well, as you can probably guess, it's a measurement of success. So many businesses use this success index to measure how well their business is doing. And they have different factors that they, use to determine the index, such as profit margin, how much the business is expanding, different things. They also have for students, for education, success index. We know it like grades, report cards, and so many different things. So I was thinking we can also have a success index for life. Everybody wants to have a successful life. Yes? Nobody wants to be, on their deathbed, looking back at their life and saying, oh, my life was worthless. I made so many mistakes. Everybody wants to be on their deathbed and feel very peaceful that I had a successful life. So what factors do you think we should put in there? If we had to create a success index for life, what kind of factors should we put in there that are like symptoms, if you will, of how well my life went. Peace of mind, satisfaction. What's that? Mind is settled. Mindset. What else? What else would we like to look back and say, yes, my life? Okay, we had a successful job raising our children. Hard to do these days. Luke? Yes, we had nice relationships in our life. People care about us. A lot of people are going to come to my funeral. Yes. What else? You made a contribution to society. Meeting your expectations. Okay, these are pretty. I wasn't able to hear that. Making it to a ripe old age, not dying young, as so many factors that we could put together to create our Success for Life index. Now, when we create such an index, how do we decide on what factors we want to put in there to create this success index for life? What do we have to define? In other words, what do we have to define before we can make a success index? The objective of life, just like in school, the objective of school is to earn a degree, isn't it? So now that you know that that's the goal of going to school, now you can create your little success index and decide whether you're making it there or not. So in order to actually create a success index for life, we have to know what is the actual goal of life. When we were in Iowa just a couple weeks ago or so, we had a little gathering with some students, and we also asked them, what, symptoms would you say make a successful life? And one person said, well, if I can sleep very peacefully at night with no interruption. And so many different answers. If I accumulate enough money, if I fulfill my list of desires. But unfortunately, these symptoms of a successful life are based on a particular conception of what the goal of life is. So according to Lord Chaitanya, there are different goals in human life. But he is speaking about what is the ultimate goal of human life. So he says these 4 things are not actually the goal of life, although most humans will consider them a goal of life. He says these 4 things are not actually the goal of life. What is that first one? Dharma. Dharma means to be good, to be religious, to do your duty nicely, whether it's raising children or whatever it is. So we think our life is successful if I very nicely do all my dharmic activities. He says, no, that's not actually the goal of life. Okay, the second one, artha, to accumulate wealth, to accumulate material possessions, maybe to accumulate even society, friendship. Lord Chaitanya says that's also not the actual goal of life. Okay, what about the third one? Kama. Kama means I fulfilled my desires, I met my expectations, I enjoyed. I can look back and say, I had an enjoyable life. Whether physically, mentally, intellectually, whatever, I enjoyed. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that's also not the goal of life. And then the fourth one, moksha, that I get freed from anxieties. I come to a peaceful stage. I get saved from my sins, saved from my karma. I become liberated. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that's also not the goal of life. So what does he say is the goal of life? Prema Pumarto Mahan. He said the actual goal of human life is to simply develop love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And what is the consequence? One of the consequences of developing love for Krishna? One won't take birth again in this material world. Tyaktva punar janma naiti. That when one leaves this material body, how do you know you've been successful in school? I meet many students. You graduate. I've met many students who are in their 4th year, 5th year at the university, but they're coming back for a 6th year. That means they haven't yet been successful because they're not graduating. So the proof that you've been successful in school is that they give you that diploma. You're finished, you're out of here. Similarly, we know that we've been successful in human life when we get our diploma. When we no longer have to take birth again in this material world. And that is a fringe benefit, if you will, of developing our love for Krishna. So in order to love Krishna, we have to know Krishna. We have to know about Krishna. And to know about Krishna or to know Krishna, concomitantly we have to know about the self. Self-realization and God-realization are inextricably connected. You can't have one without the other. Can you realize the sun without realizing the sunshine? Can you properly realize the sunshine without realizing the sun? They have to come together. Self-realization and God-realization. So now that we've defined the actual goal of life, which is to develop pure love for Krishna, then that means we're going to have a different success index that we compile. So how do we evaluate whether we're making progress toward the goal? Like in school, you'll have accumulation of credits. You can see, I got 60 credits towards the 120 that I need, or whatever it is. So Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita actually gives a list. He's already compiled the success index for life here in the Bhagavad Gita. So although we had very nice answers, I'm afraid none of them fell into this list. So here's Krishna's list on how you can evaluate whether you're actually making progress on the path of transcendental knowledge culminating in complete realization of Sri Bhagavan Krishna. So in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna lists the following 20 items. So you can make your own report card. Here's the 20 items. You can see how you're progressing. Humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, Krishna, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization, and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge. And besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance. So here Krishna has given us the 20 items by which we can make a little index of whether we're actually making progress towards the goal of life. So now we know what the goal of life is. Now we have the little success index to measure and evaluate our progress. So it seems pretty simple, straightforward, even obvious. Yet we notice that virtually nobody in the world knows what the goal of life is. And therefore nobody knows how to measure whether they're moving towards success. So why is it that people don't know what the goal of life is? In other words, in order to define our success index, we had to first define what is the goal of life. But guess what? Before we can define the goal of life, there's something else we have to define. What is that? Yeah, what is life? It might sound like an insult to your intelligence, but actually, most people don't know what life is. Because they don't know what life is, they don't know what the goal of life is. And guess who else was in that predicament? Arjuna. Arjuna also didn't actually know what is life, meaning who am I? So the whole Bhagavad Gita begins with this lesson. The whole Bhagavad Gita begins with the topic of what is the actual identity of the conscious self. How many people here are conscious? Less than 50%. We'll ask the question one more time. How many people here are conscious? 99%. How do you know that you're conscious? Did somebody tell you that? You read it in a book? How do you know that you're conscious? It's not a trick question, actually. You experience it. We know that we're conscious because we're conscious of the fact that we're conscious. But here's the question. What is the identity of that conscious self? We all know that we're conscious. But what's the identity of that conscious self? That's the beginning. That's telling me what I'm not. I'm also not this floor. And believe it or not, 99.9% of university students cannot answer this question. We're spending much of our time at the universities speaking to students, encouraging them to receive a copy of Bhagavad Gita. And right off the bat, we show them the book and immediately tell them that this book begins, it's a conversation on a battlefield, and the philosophical discussion begins with this topic. What is the actual identity of the conscious self? And when we ask them, am I this biochemical machine, this body, which is always changing in front of our eyes, and is destined to perish someday? Is that the real identity of the conscious self? Or is the conscious self something non-material that never dies? Guess what they answer? They say, Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I never thought about that before. Some say, I've thought about that before, but I don't know. So if big university students can't answer the question of who am I, what does that say about the higher educational institutions? They're not very high. So in essence, there's no real education out there. There's no real education going on. In fact, Srila Prabhupada went so far as to frankly say that the modern educational system was a slaughterhouse. Why did he say it was a slaughterhouse? Because it's a soul-killing educational system. Not only do they not teach the students who they are, but they seem to have an atheistic, reductionistic agenda to teach people that there's something mechanical, material. And they try to fill the minds of the students with so many subject matters to think about that they have no time or space in their brain to even consider, who am I? Now, in the fourth canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sanat Kumar, when speaking to King Prithu, says that the greatest obstruction to one's self-interest is to consider other subject matters to be more appealing or attractive than one's own self-realization. We offer people these books and we say, this is all about self-realization. It's all about learning what is the real identity of the conscious self. And too many people say, I don't have time. I'm not interested. So this is the predicament that our so-called educated class is in. Their minds are being completely filled with subject matters that have nothing to do with self-realization. And Sanat Kumar says this is the greatest obstruction to one's self-interest. So it's the duty, actually, of the Krishna consciousness movement to give real education to the people. Unfortunately, we're fighting against great odds. Just the other day, do you all know who Stephen Hawking is? English theoretical physicist. So just the other day, Professor Stephen Hawking came out with a very bold declaration. And what did he say? There is no God. Explanation point. In a public interview, he boldly declared that he has concluded that there is no God. And by declaring that there is no God, he's also declaring that there is no non-material conscious self. And on what basis did he declare that there is no God and therefore no non-material conscious self? You know what his argument is? Actually, it has a name. In logic, it's called argumentum ad ignoratium. Ignoratium. It's a real. You know what his argument is? Why there's no God and no soul? Because there's no evidence for it. He said lack of evidence. But unfortunately for him, lack of evidence is not evidence of lack. You understand? Lack of evidence is not evidence of lack. Just because they can't find evidence of the existence of the soul or God is not evidence that there's lack of the soul or God. But why can't they perceive the soul? Why can't they get evidence? Why are they unable, through all their research, to obtain evidence for the existence of God and the soul? Because they are dead set on only looking at things in a reductionistic, mechanistic framework. But Krishna himself, in the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, says, guess what? You're never going to find the soul through your methods. You know why? Krishna says, the soul is avyakta. That means the soul is invisible to material perception. It cannot be perceived by the senses. It can't be perceived by the extension of the senses, like instruments and gauges and meters and all these things that people use. Telescopes and microscopes. And he also says the soul is achintya, inconceivable. That means through our mental speculation and intellectual calculations and our theorizing abilities, we will never be able to understand the soul or perceive the soul. And he also says that the soul is avikarya, means unchangeable, immutable. That means the soul always has been invisible and inconceivable. It is currently invisible and inconceivable, and it shall always remain invisible and inconceivable to the materialistic method of investigation. So Krishna himself is declaring right there that don't even try to understand the soul mechanistically, but the scientists insist. So it's the duty of the Krishna consciousness movement. It's the duty of the members of the Krishna consciousness movement to go out and give real knowledge to people. People are drowning in an ocean of ignorance. It's bad enough to drown in Lake Michigan. And every once in a while we hear a report of somebody who drowned in the lake. Some unfortunate soul. But every single one of the living entities is drowning in an ocean of ignorance. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world out of incredible compassion for all the drowning souls. And he made a very strong request. I'll just read that here. This is, come on. This is from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 9, text 36. Lord Chaitanya himself says, therefore, I order every man, meaning human being. So if you're a man, woman, or child, this instruction pertains to you. I order every man within this universe to accept this Krishna consciousness movement and distribute it everywhere. Srila Prabhupada has a short purport. I'll just read. Srila Prabhupada writes, in this connection, there is a song sung by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Anechi ausadi maya nashi baralagi hari nama maha mantra lao tumi magi Bhakti Vinoda Prabhu charane padiya se hari nama mantra laila magia. The Sankirtan movement has been introduced by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just to dispel the illusion of Maya, by which everyone in this material world thinks himself to be a product of matter. Everyone thinks themselves to simply be a product of matter. How sad. You know, people talk about, oh, I have low self-esteem. So people get depressed, they have anxiety attacks. You know, man, talk about low self-esteem. How low can you get but to think that you're a product of matter? This is where people are at in the world. And therefore, they have many duties pertaining to the body. Actually, the living entity is not his material body. He is a spirit soul. He has a spiritual need to be eternally blissful and full of knowledge. But unfortunately, he identifies himself with the body. Sometimes as a human being, sometimes as an animal, sometimes a tree, sometimes an aquatic, sometimes a demigod, and so on. Thus, with each change of body, he develops a different type of consciousness with different types of activities, and thus becomes increasingly entangled in material existence, transmigrating perpetually from one body to another. Under the spell of Maya, or illusion, he does not consider the past or future, but is simply satisfied with the short lifespan that he has gotten for the present. To eradicate this illusion, when there's a problem, don't we want to know what the solution is? If there's a problem, that's a sign of intelligence, that we want to know what the solution is. So here, Lord Chaitanya is giving us the solution. So to eradicate this problem of illusion, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has brought the Sankirtan movement, and he requests everyone to accept and distribute it. You can't actually accept it without distributing it. If you accept the Sankirtan movement but you don't distribute it, it'll just fall right through your fingers. You know, it's like trying to catch water with your open hand. It'll just pour out through the openings here. So the actual and only way you can actually accept the Sankirtan movement is if you engage as a conduit for distributing it to others. Without doing that, it won't stick. A person who is actually a follower of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur must immediately accept the request of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by offering respectful obeisances unto his lotus feet, and thus beg from him the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. If one is fortunate enough to beg from the Lord this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, his life is successful. The Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is that transcendental alarm clock, which can wake people up from their illusion of who they are to the reality of who they really are, a part and parcel of Krishna, an eternal servant of Krishna. So when speaking about the distribution of his books, because the Krishna consciousness movement can be distributed in many, many different ways, and one of the very potent ways is through the distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books. So once, when speaking about the distribution of his books, Srila Prabhupada said that historians will mark the day when this Krishna consciousness movement saved the world in her darkest hour. The Krishna consciousness movement will save the world in her darkest hour only if we muster up enough compassion to distribute it to others. So we would like to remind those who already know and to encourage those who don't already know that they have a wonderful opportunity here at the temple. One can actually obtain Srila Prabhupada's books, 1 or 2 or 3 or a whole huge box of them, and distribute them to others. Your neighbors are experiencing great distress. Anybody here have a neighbor? Your neighbors are experiencing great distress. Your work colleagues are experiencing great distress. Your schoolmates are experiencing great distress. And what is that distress? They're drowning in the ocean of ignorance. And no sane person could possibly walk by and simply watch them drown. Now we might say, but they don't tell me that they're in distress. They walk around with smiles on their face. But Henry David Thoreau, you know, the author, he said that most men, meaning most people, lead lives of quiet desperation. We don't have to wait to hear the screams of the people who are suffering. Henry David Thoreau was conscious enough to observe that the mass of people lead lives of quiet desperation. And the Krishna consciousness movement is the only movement that can alleviate their despair. Because only the Krishna consciousness movement is truly teaching people who they are. Because again, self-realization and God-realization go hand in hand. And you can't know the self if you don't know Krishna. Because the self is Jivarasrupoi Krishnara Nityadas. The actual identity of the conscious self is, you are a Krishna Das. You are too. So this is the great opportunity that we all have to actually become assistants of Srila Prabhupada in his most wonderful educational movement, the Krishna consciousness movement. So we hope that everyone can take the chanting home themselves. It's the transcendental alarm clock that will wake us up, and then also distribute it to others. So maybe we'll stop there and see if anyone has questions or comments. Jai Jagannath Prabhu.
Given that I'm satisfied with this mechanistic understanding of the self, I start to open myself up for more spiritual understandings of what the self is. And then I met with another obstacle in the form of so many opinions of spirituality. I go to the bookstore, huge bookshelf of New Age spirituality, and then this religion and that religion and this religion and that. And it seems that oftentimes they may even be speaking things that are dichotomous or very much contradictory in nature. And then I become frustrated out of sheer confusion. And because of my confusion, I just say, kind of like, to hell with it. I'm just gonna let the ways of life just take me wherever it goes. And so how do I, even if I'm convinced that the mechanistic understanding of life isn't one that's going to be ultimately satisfying, how do I overcome this next obstacle in the form of so many spiritualities? You spoke of Krishna consciousness being the only movement. And I go in the corner and there's the evangelists and they have a similar sort of message and this one has a similar message and so on. Then I become bewildered and confused. So how am I to meet with that
Yes,
obstacle?
unfortunately, there's a huge marketplace of so-called spiritual ideas out there, and most people are going to get very confused. Srila Prabhupada uses the example that in order to buy gold, you have to first learn what is gold. Because you'll go to the marketplace and someone will offer you some brass, some copper, some bronze, whatever. And you'll foolishly buy it thinking that it's gold because you think everything that glitters is gold. So our understanding is that the sincerity of the seeker is going to ultimately direct them in the proper direction. But it is Kali Yuga, so it's difficult to have people that are completely sincere. The Krishna consciousness movement also has as one of its missions to defeat other cheating philosophies, theories. Jai Shri Shri Kishore Kishori, Jai Shri Shri Gorni Tai, Jai Shri Jagannath Shri Baldev Shrimati Subhadra Maharani. And although it's not actually the mission, I was just actually reading somewhere else. Srila Prabhupada said, it is not actually the objective of the Krishna consciousness movement to defeat other theories and philosophies. Our objective is simply to inject the Harinam Sankirtan into the lives of people, because that would purify them and, direct them properly. But at the same time, devotees have to be educated to argue against other philosophies and theories. So one who's out there seeking, we might not have direct contact with them. So how can we benefit them? But if somebody comes to us and asks us, how can I get over this confusion? You guys are one school and there's 10 other schools. Well, if we keep feeding them Krishna consciousness, it ought to become apparent. For example, there are other schools that teach, okay, you're the soul, but then they don't teach that other living entities are souls. Humans are supposed to be our friends and animals are supposed to be our food. Any philosophy that falls short of real Krishna consciousness will have contradictions within itself. They'll have holes in their theory that you can ultimately poke fingers through. So at first we don't notice that when we're investigating different theories and philosophies. We think they look so attractive and they sound so attractive. But if you actually study them, every single one of them must have inconsistencies, holes in them, contradictions. So there's a lot of onus on the seeker to actually be a seeker, not to just take the first thing that comes and, grab it. But the members of the Krishna consciousness movement also have to be very expert at being out there and showing people what the problem with these other theories and philosophies are, in addition to presenting pure Krishna consciousness. But you have to do the experiment ultimately. There can be so many recipes for a cake. I want to make banana cake, and I find 10 different recipes. How do I know which one's the best one? How will I ever know which recipe's the best one to do? You have to try it. Take it to the laboratory, the kitchen, and do the experiment. Bake the cakes and see which one is best. So similarly, go ahead. Here's 10 different, practices, philosophies, whatever. Take it to the laboratory of your life and sincerely put them to the test and see which one works the best for you. We're very confident that if you take the chanting of Hare Krishna home, it'll actually work. There's no other way. You can persuade people with arguments, but ultimately they have to realize the superiority of Krishna consciousness through their own experimentation. Nothing can replace actual experience. So we have to give people that opportunity to experience it. Anything else? Okay. Anybody else? Question? Jagannananda Prabhu. So the interesting thing about this experiment is that one can take it home. I think the microphone just. So this experiment can be taken home and done in one's own privacy, but if one is actually reading the lab manual, every experiment comes with a lab manual, right? If you go to the physics lab or the chemistry lab, there's a lab manual. So you can take the experiment home and do it on your own, but if you carefully read the lab manual, it'll say, for best results, associate with devotees of the Lord. For best results, tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Approach a spiritual master and inquire submissively and render some service. And you'll really get the results of chanting Hare Krishna. So we'll get something on our own, but it should purify our heart enough that now we actually want to follow the lab manual. Okay, one last thing, otherwise it's time for kirtan. Okay, Rajiv Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, welcome to Chicago. The question I have is whatever we realize or gain knowledge, talk to people or understand is all through material senses, whereas soul is not material at all. So, with these material senses, what we possess, how would we realize the soul?
Well, that's a really good question. In fact, that question appears in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam when the prayers of the personified Vedas. Parikshit Maharaj inquires himself to Shukadev Goswami that how by using our material senses, mind, and intelligence are we going to understand the absolute truth if the absolute truth is not material? So the answer is that although externally we're using our material senses, mind, and intelligence, the transcendental sound vibration of the Hare Krishna mantra, the transcendental sound vibration of the scriptures, is actually going through the material senses to the spiritual senses of the soul. So it's not actually with our material intelligence, mind, and senses that we're trying to understand Krishna. Well, it may appear that way to us because we're using this mechanism, this vehicle. But the actual driver of the vehicle also has senses. So transcendental sound vibration, although it might go through the material senses, actually goes all the way to the transcendental senses of the soul. And gradually wakes him up, just like an alarm clock. So we purify our material senses and awaken our spiritual senses. Okay, we should stop there because we're going to be doing some chanting of Hare Krishna now. I thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada. That's okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
That one will always remind me of Dallas.
Oh,
That's
Dallas,
the
the
first
fire.
time.
The fire, right?
Because
Yeah.
Kalini sang it.
Yeah, because they call it.
He made a new tune. More or less very similar to other stuff. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Ah, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Ah, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare
try. But my voice is down. Voice. Okay. My voice is a little down as usual. So, mm. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, hey, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh! Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Jai Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai Shri Radhe Cham Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, oh, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, oh Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hit it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Kito Kisori, Jaya Kito Kisori, Kito Kisori, Jaya Kito Kisori. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Gaurika Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Gaura Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Srila Prabhupada ki, Harinam Sankirtan Yajna ki, Shri Shri Kisori ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Vimanande. Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai boy.
What? Can I get a ride or no? I'm not. I'm getting a ride with somebody else. Dude, try the cutters because. Huh? I'll take the seat. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Do you record this?
Yeah. You want a recording? Yeah. I'll be posting it. Wait, are you my friend on Facebook?
Yeah.
I'll post it to Facebook.
Your friends are almost years.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll post it to Facebook.
I'll send you a message to remind you.
Remind me. Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Now you know the trouble of trying to put music on Facebook.
I'm taking. I'm using Chaitanya's method. So I just created a OneDrive who's just for. I'm just gonna use it for recordings.